what I'd like to ask about next, it's a bit of a chance to brag if you'd like to, but I'd like to hear about what you feel is the greatest impact that you have made thus far, and it can be personal, professional, what have you. And after that, I'd like you to tell me about the impact you want to make in the future. So the greatest one that you've made so far, and then what you'd like to do afterward, what comes next.
Okay. Well,
right.
It's my family. The greatest impact I have made in my family is that I have brought up two adults, 35-year-old guy and a 32-year-old daughter. Both of them are married, and my son is married to a Sri Lankan Finnish. So in my family, I have a granddaughter who is, wait a minute, I would say who is 50%, how can I divide it? So I can say 50% African Finn, 25% Nigerian, and 25% Sri Lankan Finnish. You see, I took the greatest portion of that. And then I have my daughter, who is completely married to a white Swedish banker. So, and I have two grandchildren, boys. So I have not only extended my roots in Finland, it has even gone out to the Nordic countries, up to Sweden. So in that sense, in my family, when we come on Christmas, you need to see our Christmas table, food. It's coming from all over the world. You need to join our discussion. It's coming from all over. So the stories never end. Sometimes we can eat our breakfast, the porridge on the table for 2-3 hours, connecting from Sweden to Sri Lanka, from Sri Lanka to Finland, to Nigeria, to all over the world. Because personally myself, I have also lived and worked in Australia. I have basically traveled all around the continent. I have been to United States 3 times. I have traveled all over Europe. I have been teaching in Lithuania. So I have gone around, and wherever I have been, I feel very comfortable. I don't see myself anymore as a Nigerian, and I am not Finnish, far from it. I'm a global citizen. I can go anywhere, anytime, talk to anybody, anywhere, as long as the person is living in this global village. So basically, that's my achievement in my personal family and in my home. So I don't remember your second question.
This is a very interesting take. I think Paul's second question was, what impact do you want to make in the future?
Yeah.
Yes. This is again because I have dedicated my life and my skills and my talents to this Africa in Finland. And the philosophical background behind it is that a tree does not make a forest. If you have a tree, it's very easy for you to bulldoze one tree. But if you are able to develop a forest, it's very difficult. By the time you would clear a forest, somebody will stop you. So now I'm going to spend the rest of the life I will work in the public space to groom the next generation, other African people, to take charge of living in Finland and to get their roots all over in the forest of Finland, so that we will be able to stand when the storms come. So that's my my next, because I have my grandchildren in Finland. They are growing. I'm in my family. I'm giving them a lot of storytelling about my background, being an Igbo woman who left southern Nigeria to Finland. And then I'm strengthening their identity. They are also strengthening my identity because I tell you, I learned a lot from my children and from my grandchildren because their mentality, their thinking, the way they reason is very Finnish. I have to sometimes stop them at the middle of a discussion and say, hey, now you stop. Let's go through this back. What you are telling me sounds very Finnish, but have you forgotten that I was born in Nigeria and I'm coming from this point of view? Let's see, where do we make the compromises? So it's very, I tell you, my life is very fascinating every day. And I just enjoy life. And like I said before, the more challenging it becomes, the more better it gets. Because after you have again found the insights, then you move ahead. So it's very exciting.
And you move much faster, and you move swifter, faster, better, more comfortably, because you understand something now that you didn't understand yesterday or the day before or a year ago, and that makes you a different person. Your family dinners must be really interesting with this coming together of all those different perspectives. And I completely understand what you're saying because so I'm based in London.
Mm-hmm.
A month and 3 days ago, I was in Lebanon. Mm-hmm. And my family members are scattered all around the world. So I have a cousin who's in the US, 2 in France, 1 in Mauritius. My uncle lived for 30, 40 years in Egypt. And so every time when we have the chance to actually gather as a family, it's just this coming together of all those different experiences and insights and perspectives, much like the Interchange podcast, actually. And this idea of having this diversity, this richness, it brings so much content, so much value, so much richness, texture to our individual experiences. And it does make us a better person because, as you said, wherever you go in the world, you understand. You understand the language because you're used to speaking different languages, not just from a language perspective, but ways of thinking, patterns, backgrounds, and so on and so forth. And they all come together in order to build those bridges with different individuals, with different people. And I think this is something that we need a lot in the 21st century as we move forward.